Taking a break from his busy schedule of hand-washing and rewatching Tiger King. It's time for BSing with Big Nate.
Welcome into another edition of BSing with Big Nate. Of course, life has changed for a lot of people with everything going on with the coronavirus. People have had to shift their schedules. Musicians in particular have been affected, and they've had to get creative, and I'm dealing with one such creative mind today, talking to Doug from Crashing Atlas. How you doing, Doug?
Good. Thanks for having me, Big Nate. Appreciate it.
So I want to talk about some things you guys have been doing. Well, I mean, you've been doing stuff online. You've been hitting that social media game for a while, because I know you guys kind of all live in separate areas, but in particular, you've been doing some interesting stuff. You just dropped the other day your cover of Jimmy Eat World's The Middle. What was that like, being in 4 different places, 4 different spaces entirely, and having to piece that all together?
I mean, it's brand new to us for sure. I'm sure a lot of bands are kind of dealing with the same thing, like, you know, with this new technology and everything. And that's what it is. It's technology, and it's got its moving parts, and it fails just like anything else with moving parts. So it was a lot of trial and error getting it to the product that you guys see. But it was so fun. I mean, it worked out so well. And our guy in our band, Nick, he's the bass player in Crashing Atlas. He's an amazing editor, and you know, we really appreciate all the work that he puts in on all that stuff. But basically every week now we're going to be doing the same exact thing, just rolling out content for everyone while we're sitting at home.
So what do you have on the agenda? You're going to be rolling out content. You've got more covers you're working on. Are you guys working on any originals?
Yes, a lot. So every week we're going to be putting out one of those covers. Some of them may be more acoustic-like, but next week's is going to be an all-out, just a plain cover. It's just going to be fully electric. I mean, I will say it's going to be people expect this song out of us just because of who our lead singer is. I'll just say that. So, and I think a lot of people might know about that. So, yeah. Yeah, but besides that, we're working on a new record. Actually, Nick and I were just jamming last night, kind of doing the same thing like, you know, we're doing right here, just face to face, and you know, just putting ideas together. We have way too many ideas floating around right now, and we're just kind of deciding what the record's going to kind of shape up to be.
I feel like now more than ever is the time to get creative, to get fun, to get adventurous, and think outside of the box, because we've kind of been put in a scenario where we've spent so many years inside the box, very linear thinking. You know, you go to work, you do your thing, you're interacting face to face with people, and I appreciate the creativity that's come out of all of this. What have you learned the most from this?
That musicians are some of the best entrepreneurs on the planet. We'll do anything and everything to try and make a dollar. To me, this it's just another thing that we've had to learn, because the music landscape is just ever changing nowadays, and it's just another thing that was thrown at us that we kind of had to figure out in order to you know, keep our name relevant per se. So yeah.
All right, and then let's talk about the remote aspect. Going to get a little technological here, just because I'm fascinated. You have 4 parts in the Jimmy Eat World cover, where vocals are bass, drums.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work out? How does the timing match on that?
So basically, I mean, if people want to know, it's not us actually playing the song together in real time. We all record our parts separate, but all the videos that you are seeing are videos of us, you know, playing the song in that real time, though. But it's edited in a way where it looks like we are playing together, because we obviously can't do that because of if we could, we would, but you know, as you know, right now, even right now, we got a tiny bit of lag in that slightest bit of lag is what's going to throw everything off. So that's why we do it the way that we do it.
Smoke and mirrors. That's what I like to hear. That's the best part of a music performance is the showmanship and what it takes to get it to happen.
Right.
You guys have also been doing on your Facebook page hangouts, which I love because it gives people an inside look, but it also helps keep you guys engaged with each other. How did that come about?
We used to do them a lot more, like back when we were really hard touring it. But we kind of just like looked at each other one day and we're like, well, we're remote anyway. Like, well, why don't we just show them like what we're up to? Like, I mean, because at the end of the day, like all four of us, we live pretty normal lives, and like we just want people to see that. They see the music videos and all that, and they may get a certain idea about us, but in all reality, all four of us, we're just down to earth, goofy people, and we just want people to see that we're just like them. That's pretty much it. We're living the same thing that everyone else is living right now. It's just that we're living it as a rock and roll band in 2020.
Speaking of videos, one of your videos recently hit a bit of a landmark. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh wow, yeah. Our video for Savages, which came out in 2017, late 2017. It hit 2 million views, which when I say it still boggles my mind, because I just, when we set out to do this thing, when we were just sitting in a room together, and we're like, let's make a band. We didn't have like these types of like ambitions, and like the fact that people attach themselves to that song so strongly, it means the world to us, because not every band gets that song in their catalog. So I mean, I'm happy that people just enjoyed it, and that people are still finding it and enjoying it after all this time, which is pretty cool to us.
Yeah, so we're gonna go a little bit off the beaten path, off the music here, because we have, well, I mean, I can't speak 100% for you,
yeah,
but I can speak for me. A lot of time to work on stuff that not necessarily is in the chain of my career or my path. So I got to ask, what have you been doing other than Crashing Atlas stuff to keep yourself sane, to keep yourself going during all of this?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm actually still in school. I graduate next year. I'm getting my degree in entertainment business. So I graduate next year, and when I was actually going to the physical campus down in Orlando until they shut it down in mid-March, and then we went full online, and that's kind of keeping me busy in between all of that stuff. I'm ecstatic about actually finishing school. I never thought in a million years that I would have my bachelor's degree done. So I'm definitely going to give myself a pat on the back as soon as that's done next month.
No, I think you've certainly earned it. What's the first thing you're going to do once we can interact with the general public again?
Very first thing, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just the small things for me. It's just, just being out and about with everybody, and them not looking at you like you're crazy, and then like I'm looking at you like maybe you're crazy for being out, because we're all dealing with the same stuff, like we got to go to the grocery store, we got to get gas, and people are, they're, I'm sure you've seen the look when you've gone out where like you look at someone, they look at you, and you're like, oh, is this too far? Is this too close? Like, I think that's just what I'm looking forward to, is just getting some sort of normalcy of that not being an issue anymore. But other than that, I'm just excited to get back into an actual room with my band, and just do an all-out rehearsal.
See those people get it's been really funny around the radio station. I'm going to go ahead and relate it back to myself because, well, everyone's a little bit narcissistic. I don't think I've been face to face with my coworkers
Sure.
in the longest time forever. And radio is an intriguing medium in that there's always someone around the studio. And yes, we are talking at people in a studio by ourselves solo,
Right.
but really weird having to adapt to this and kind of introduce new things, but also all of our meetings have been Skype, Zoom, this very non-personal medium. So I'm definitely on the same page. I'm excited to get to that interaction, that collaboration, that in person experience.
Yeah.
Have you been watching anything in particular? Like I posted a quarantine movie breakdown of a list of movies. I think I got to 17 and I was like, all right, these are what I'm going to watch. I have to have them all watched by the time things are over. The problem is I finished them all really quick. So now I'm looking for new things to watch. So what have you been watching?
Oh, wow. Actually, it's funny you asked that. Last night, my cousin, she called me and she was like, you've gotta watch this show. It's been on for a while, but it's called Schitt's Creek. And yeah, it's on Netflix. It's got Eugene Levy. It's the funniest thing I have ever seen. I'm not kidding you, Nate. I was on the floor laughing last night. I'd never seen a show that was just like that outlandish. The back and that show are prime.
It's Eugene and his son, I think Dan, or the character's David. We found it just randomly on a whim. I think we were using Hulu because we don't have cable. We kind of just don't have enough time to sit and watch cable. But we binge watched that first season so quickly, and that's fastly been one of my favorite shows. So I can definitely identify with the Schitt's Creek. I'm glad you found it. I saw your post, and that's kind of what led me to bringing that up. But I don't know how far you've made it into the show, but the comedic delivery is amazing between particularly Eugene and his son Dan. Phenomenal program.
Oh yeah, the scripts are perfect. Like the characters are really well developed, and it's like right away too. It's like, oh my god, these people, like, and you can honestly see, and especially the world that we're living in now, it's like, oh, you could actually see that happening. Like, you know, these people lived in this like lavish lifestyle. They're just like clueless about everything else except what is going on in their lives, and then they go to small town America, and then that's probably what would happen if, you know, a family of, you know, just stupid rich people got thrown into our world.
It's spot on. It's like what was that show? It had Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton. I think it was The Surreal Life or The Real Life.
The Simple Life. The Simple Life. Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But scripted. So whereas the Simple Life was unintentionally comedic.
Right.
Actually designed to be comedic, so the laughs are much more natural. And I absolutely agree with you on that one. Have you watched The Tiger King yet?
That is the subject of every day with Crashing Atlas now. Like we can't go more than an hour without sending some sort of Tiger King meme to each other. Like we all love that show. Like
I try to hold off on it as long as possible because seeing it all over the internet is like there's other stuff I've got on my list, but we sat down one Sunday and I think we finished it within the runtime. I don't think we stopped much for a break, and man, it's taking the internet by storm. I don't know if it would actually be that good if we weren't all on lockdown isolated. I kind of want to revisit it years down the line because I'm wondering, but man, what a compelling story.
I mean, it's almost freaky how they released it right when quarantine started happening. It's like, I don't know. It's like they had this like vault of shows at the, you know, the FCC, and they're like, well, we better do something to, like, you know, bring the panic down. Better release the tigers, you know. Yeah. So.
Have you watched the follow-up episode yet? The Tiger King and I with John McHale?
I hate that's a good and bad thing about like the internet, and like, you know, you scrolling through Facebook or Instagram or whatever. But I heard that it was a giant waste of time, like that 8th episode. I'm almost scared to watch it. No, I haven't. I'm almost scared to watch it I don't want it to ruin the mystique of what I just witnessed.
See, I fall in the same boat as you. So I ran into the exact same thing online. Everyone's saying it's a waste of time. So I'm waiting to find somebody who's watching and says, no, you have to watch No Dice the R.
Right. I mean, just watching all of the music videos on YouTube, I mean, I think that's enough to get you through after the show. So.
Well, I don't know how deep you've dug, but apparently that's not even Joe Exotic singing.
No, it's not. I forgot what the band is. They're the Johnson City Band or something like that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he didn't write or sing any of that stuff. Well, right when the first music video came up, and I was like, and they tried to portray him as a singer, I was like, that's not his voice. Like, he's like, oh, God dang Carol Baskin, like there's no way that beautiful baritone voice is coming out of that guy's, because you could tell when somebody speaks almost how their singing voice is gonna be in a way,
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Yeah.
I kind of thought the same thing. Is there's no way. There's just it absolutely seems impossible. But that makes me wonder, with you guys doing your cover series online, will you guys be playing I Saw a Tiger?
I brought it up. I mean, I got some radio silence. I got some side texts, that saying, maybe we could actually pull it off. And then, we come back down to earth. I don't think we would actually do it justice. I don't think anybody should do it justice except for Joe Exotic lip syncing to that song. So.
It's like the weird reverse Milli Vanilli. I think you guys could kill it. I think you guys could have some success with it, some traction. I'm not in the band, so I'm not in a position to make these decisions, but you've got my vote. Nice. If you want to, you should go for it. Nice. I will promote the hell out of it. Just something to consider in your back pocket. We don't know how long this thing could go on. You guys could run out of things to cover. Just keep that there.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll put that on the back burner. We'll see what happens. We'll leave it simmering.
All right, that's all I want. Is I just want you guys considering the I Saw a Tiger.
The possibility was there. Yeah, it's always there. Yeah. But we'd have to do it to where we'd have to do it to where Marina is actually almost doing it like ballad style. Because it has to be completely serious to like make it even more funny. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can't ham it up. You've got to really go whole hog on it, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Good.
All right. So this is Doug, Crashing Atlas. You are listening and viewing BSN with Big Nate. Tell them where they can keep up with what you guys are doing.
Anywhere at Crashing Atlas. We're just like everybody else in today's world, with the streaming as far as our fellow musicians go, on Spotify, the YouTubes, the good thing is we're the only Crashing Atlas in the world. So, you type Crashing Atlas into any platform, that's us. So it's easy to find.
There you have it. I will go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and provide the link to the middle cover as well, because firstly, I love Jimmy Eat World and love you guys doing that track. And of course, tag Crashing Atlas, get all the social media out there for you, your website as well. Thank you for joining me, Doug, and hopefully we'll talk to you down the line.
Absolutely. Thanks, Nate. Appreciate you having me on.